Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our RimWorld Star Wars Let's Play. So before we get started today, just want to lay out a couple plans and remind you guys to submit some names for our incoming characters. We already have Kamba and Wally looking for names, and we have, I went way too far there. We have 3 prisoners that may be joining us fairly soon. Tony is only 78% recruitment difficulty, so she actually might join us fairly soon. Landoa is a little bit more difficult at 99, and Rotobello, if I remember right, is also, 99. So those two are going to take a little bit longer, but she might join us very soon, and so that could give us potentially 3 characters that need names. So keep them coming. Let's see. So I think I'm going to turn this area into a cafeteria. I've decided to have them mine it all out. You can see here I've left it 1 thick, because essentially what I'm going to do is make it double thick, but with the what stone are we using again in this playthrough? I've been recording so much of the 40k series, I have like limestone on the brain, but we've been using marble. Yeah, we've been using marble. So we're going to add a marble wall around the edge, because again, we can't run wiring through the stone, the mountain stone or whatever. So I'm going to dig it out 1 further than I want the room to be, and then, you know, wrap it in a marble wall that I can run power through. And then we're going to turn it into a cafeteria of sorts. I think I'm going to have a door through into here, and have like maybe a refrigerator there and the kitchen set up here. And then this area will just be places for them to sit and eat and relax. And then over here, I think we're going to start building a prisoner area. Now, I have talked about this a lot in the other playthrough, but I don't know if I've mentioned it in this one. And that is that I have the prison labor mod installed, as well as a quarry mod. And in conjunction, what that essentially allows me to do is I can dedicate a single colonist to be a... they call it a jailer, but it's more of a warden than the actual warden. The actual warden is more like a recruiter. But essentially what they do is they watch the prisoners and they force them to work. And so we can build a quarry in sort of like an enclosed prison area, and then force the prisoners through the jailer to work it. And that gives us essentially unlimited steel and stone. We do have to, of course, excavate it. It's not free. There is work involved, but there's no limit to how much steel you can gain from it. Whereas, like, if you're mining it from the surface, obviously once you hit all the surface nodes, they're gone and there's no more. So that's that. With this, they just keep digging it out, potentially forever. I don't know if there is a limit, but there isn't one that I'm aware of. So that's sort of the plan. And again, we're going to build it somewhere up here, but it'll be a fairly large prison complex, because I want to use them as essentially my mining force, and that way I won't have to dedicate colonists to digging for certain resources. I can just have them building the base and not have to focus on any of that. And we may give them other tasks down the line too. I'm not going to have them building weapons. That seems like a terrible idea, but for things like component assembly, I don't know if compacted machinery will come out of the quarry. I think it is possible, but probably unlikely. So, for example, with all the steel they're digging up, I can have them turning it into components for us. And so I basically give them a lot of, like, I don't know, the busy work and stuff that I would rather my colonists not be doing. So it's just a way to kind of lighten the load on our colonists a little bit. Then, of course, we're working on the medical center still. I haven't smoothed the floors because they're not going to be stone floors. They're going to be sanitary tiles. I think throughout the whole thing, I was considering doing wood floors in part of it, but you actually do get a research bonus if the research bench is surrounded by sanitary tiles, or whatever they're called. So I think I'll just do the whole room in that case. And then down in these rooms, I think these are going to be our main production facilities in terms of like weapons and armor and stuff. I figure may as well put the armory closer to the door, because that way, if we need to grab weapons and stuff, we can go through there and out. I don't know if this was here last time. It's been a while since I've recorded, but this is going to be the entry. And then we're going to branch it off in several directions. We'll probably have, I don't know if it'll be down or to the right, but we'll have the visitors area where we can send the caravans that come in. And that should, you know, give them somewhere to go and stay out of our way. And this will be airlocked so that we don't have that issue we had over here, where when they come and go constantly, they're letting a bunch of cold air in. And I may even airlock it like double, so I might do door, 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 like 3 of them. It'll be slow coming in and out, but it will prevent, you know, huge temperature fluctuations. Anyways, let's get started before I talk too much. So I have set up uniforms for them. I had to leave Heth and Kenta out of it because they have special armor. So essentially the uniform is what Salt is wearing. Imperial bodysuit, stormtrooper armor. They're also allowed to wear armored vests if they're available, and they're allowed to wear stormtrooper helmets. But that is it. So his officer armor is technically not part of any of them. So if I gave him that outfit, he would, you know, drop his armor and wear nothing. So I don't want to do that. And then Heth, of course, has Death Trooper armor, so that's kind of a different story. But anyways, let's keep things moving. It looks like Heth is doing some recruiting for us. We're going to want to get this walled off as well. And I think what I'm going to do is connect it to maybe right here and just dig that little bit of wall out. And let the heat from this flow into that room, and then I don't even need to bother with a heater in there. Not that we're going to need to heat that room really anyways, because I don't plan to have any, you know, work happening here. This is just storage, and so if it's below freezing in there, that's actually fine, because then we can dump food in there and it doesn't matter. And so yeah, I'm not sure exactly how I want to handle that, because I do want to take advantage of the heat this is putting off, but I don't want it in this room necessarily. So that will be something to consider. I could potentially route it around, but that would be a lot of walls. But I wouldn't mind channeling the heat into like these rooms, and I could just get rid of the heaters there. That would totally work. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. It looks like they are smoothing the floors, and then Heth is going to start mining. That's good. We want him mining whenever we possibly can have him mining, because he is going to level up his force abilities faster that way. Not that, you know, mining is good force practice. It's just something that he's moderately passionate about, and so as he does those things, he levels up faster. May is almost done with power armor research, so not only will we be able to start making blasters, we actually have the tech, we just need the facilities. We'll be able to start making stormtrooper armor as well, and you know, getting our guys properly outfitted, which is something we definitely want. Now, I don't think we need any technology in order to make the Imperial officer uniforms, so that's something I should probably get going as soon as possible. Let's get these hauled out of the way. This doesn't need to get smooth because it's going to get walled over, although that wall doesn't really need to be double thick. I guess we'll do it because we're not going to shift this room again. I've already shifted it once. So let's queue up some marble walls, and we'll just fill that in. And yeah, they're getting right to it. That's fantastic. So we got to figure out a layout for this prison. This is already roofed off, so we don't need to like utilize this open space or anything. But the quarries are pretty big. So there's this one, which you can see. I forget the size of it. I measured before, but it's fairly large. And then the mini one is also fairly big, just not as big. So I would probably use the bigger one, and we'll wrap sort of like bedroom cells around it with maybe a hallway in between, and I'll give them their own little kitchen, not kitchen area, dining area. Yeah, their own little dining area with a nutrient paste dispenser. We have to build a new one, but we do have a hopper that we can use. Oh, actually, we can't move that. That's a real shame. May as well get deconstructed then. because the nutrient paste dispenser got dismantled to get into here. So he leveled up again. Let's see. Defense or offense? I think I was talking about boosting his force pool above anything else, so maybe I'll give him one more point in that before I start doing these again. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, I have another point available? Okay, well then we'll do one into there, and we'll do... Remind me what defense does. Melee and deflect bullets. That seems like a good idea. Let's keep him safe above doing damage. Although, you know, good offense is good defense. If you kill the enemy before they can hurt you, then they can't hurt you. But I'm not going to worry about that now. One thing we should also do is in Furniture Plus, let's get an end table. We'll do a marble end table right there with a light. Or do I want it... How did I do over here? I did the corners. Okay, let's do that so that they have some light. I could have also... Oh, nice. Our research is done. I could have also done chandeliers in these rooms because I think they are odd numbered across and... Yeah, they're... Hold on. That would be under regular furniture. So a small chandelier. Yeah, we could have centered those. That wouldn't have looked too bad. We could still do that. These aren't super bright. You can see down here. They don't illuminate this side of the room quite as well. But that's not a huge issue. So we could just leave it as is. And I think I will. You know, we don't need extra chandeliers. We don't need extra light. So that's fine. Let's choose a new research. I don't know how we're doing on components, so this might be a good idea. But until I have the ability to, or the room to, you know, do that, I don't know that that makes sense. Another thing I was considering is, you know what? I think I'm missing a mod. No, there it is. Synthetic organs. That is something I would love to research because again we are supposed to be doing like scientific stuff here. This is a research base, and so we wanted to get to prosthetics and things as quickly as possible. However, you know, survival comes above that to a degree. Let's see, Paradigm production. No, we've already got penoxycillin production, so we can make disease prevention drugs. And it is worth mentioning, I don't know if I talked about this before. I'll talk about it in a second. Let's pick a damn technology first. What do I want to do? I wouldn't mind like being able to make beer, but that's not like, that's just a nice thing to have. It's not like immediately necessary. What to do? Let's do component assembly, because that could be important, especially as we start running out of compacted machinery. It'll be really useful to have that. So I'm going to knock that out real quick. But I did add a mod, and I don't know if I mentioned it before, but it allows me to grow... let's see. Let's click this, and I'll see if it comes up here. Or did I forget to add it? It's possible that I haven't added it to the list yet. I do have it installed, but maybe I forgot to actually load it into this playthrough. But it allows you to grow neutropamine plants, which is what's required in order to make medicine, not herbal medicine, but the actual medicine. And there is a bit of work involved, so there's two different versions of the mod. One of them allows you to grow the plant and then immediately turn it into medicine. The one that I selected, you have to process it a little bit first. So essentially, you grow it, you harvest it, and then you have to, I think you have to process the leaves or something. There's an additional step that I feel like balances it better. So that's the one I chose. And I may have forgotten to add it, but I will add it so that we can do that. Because I'd rather be using real medicine than heal root, and it doesn't make sense that, you know, we're able to produce all these incredible synthetic organs and bionics and things, but we're not able to make our own medicine. So yeah, I felt like there was kind of a hole there, and I figured that was a great way to solve it. So that's what we're going to do. Ox is building those marble end tables with the lights. That's fantastic. What else? What else? What else? Everybody's sleeping. What are you currently doing? You're still mining. All right. That's going to take them a hell of a long time to dig all that out. But once it's done, we'll have a cafeteria going. And the nice thing is we could sort of butt it up against the prison so that we can put the nutrient paste dispenser sort of like sticking halfway into each, and that way it can be loaded without going into the prison. They can just leave food in the hopper outside, as we were doing here, and then nobody has to actually go in there and, you know, fill it every time. I'm not sure how we'll... Is there not any... I was going to say, there better be power. There's a battery right up against it. How we're going to lay it out. So I guess while they're working, we can kind of do that. I'll speed things up a bit since it seems like everybody's just kind of doing busy work at the moment. So let's go into the plans, and... You know what? Hold on. Let's go to production first. And I'm going to drop this down just anywhere it'll fit. With unquarried stone. Huh. Let's see. Space already occupied by what? Huh. So does it need to be built on a stone floor? That is very possible. Although I didn't have any indication of that. Yeah, okay, so it needs to be built on stone. It's interesting because it didn't say anything about that. I think through the dev mode I can place it wherever I want though, so maybe I'll just do that. Because you can dig a quarry into anything. It doesn't need to be on a stone floor. There's going to be stone eventually if you dig down far enough. So maybe that's what I'll do, but all I really wanted to do was measure it. Low food. Are we not producing any? We should have a bunch of... There's simple meals here. Did they all get eaten? Well, I'm going to need to... Let's see. Nope, don't do that. Replace that with rice. Because we don't need... Honestly, we don't need any heal root. This is all cotton. I don't know that we can actually grow Devil Strand in here. Yeah, I think Devil Strand needs to be grown on actual soil. So we may not be able to actually produce that. I don't think it matters in this climate, though. Because it's so cold, Devil Strand doesn't insulate well. It is worth a lot more than cotton, but I think in terms of temperature resistances, they're basically the same. So, in that regard, at least, it won't matter. But it's obviously a much more valuable fabric, and so making our clothes out of it would be nice, just because if we turned around, we could sell them for more, but, you know. Man, that rice isn't going as far as it used to, is it? We're using a lot more of it for those simple meals. So we're going to need to convert more of this, I think. So when this gets... Or we can do it right now. We'll see if they jump on it immediately. Yeah, he's going to do it right... Or she's going to do it right away. It might be a little bit too late, and they might go hungry for a bit. But we are eating more rice than we are producing at the moment. Which is a bit of an issue, as you might expect. It's the fact that we just took on a bunch of prisoners, and we recruited a bunch as well. So we have a ton of mouths to feed, and we got rid of the nutrient paste dispenser, which was a more efficient way to use the raw food. So we kind of, you know, cut our food supply slightly while we needed more of it, which wasn't smart, but it happens. No guest beds. Do I really need them right now? Let's see. Let's send them away for now. I don't have anywhere to put them. I could throw down some guest beds in here. I should have plenty of... I don't have a ton of steel lying around, but there is more than enough marble to make marble beds. They probably won't enjoy sleeping on marble beds, but I don't know that I honestly care. Let's pause quickly here, because I need to queue these up for hauling. Nope. No, just these ones. And what was this? Just a big old thing of iron or steel. Not iron. It's kind of far away. I'm not going to have them mine it right now. Let's cancel that. We'll know that it's there. It's not going to go anywhere. There's plenty of other, steel on the map. There's actually quite a bit of compacted machinery as well, but oh, and we dug all that out too. It just hasn't been hauled yet. But yeah, they're focusing on this. So hopefully expanding our rice hydroponics a little bit will help with the food situation. I may have to expand the food a little bit further into this, which I'm okay with. The cloth and stuff isn't super necessary. Obviously not nearly as necessary as food is. And we do still have this stuff stockpiled out here. We just don't really have anybody cooking. Kamba, that's supposed to be your job. Why are you not cooking? Kamba 2. Let's up that to, let's drop your cleaning down to 2. Let's do that. And yeah, good, go cook. I think we got a little bit too far ahead on the meals, and I told him to go clean for a while and just forgot to cancel that order. Do you have a weapon, by the way? You don't. Oh, you're just gonna eat it. Do me a favor and at least equip a knife. That works. And I'll keep an eye on the food situation. If it looks like we are doing all right, I'll just leave things as is. If we can maybe get away with rolling it back a bit, maybe I'll convert this back over to something, I don't know, not rice. And if we need more, then I may expand it all the way to the halfway point here, and we'll leave one of these as smoke leaf, one of them as cotton or something. That is to say, this rectangle of 2. So 2 and 2, not 1 and 1. But you know what I mean. So we'll make sure all those get hauled. They're actually making amazing progress on this room here. Let's queue up some more marble walls. We want this to go out to there. And I think we'll bring this up a little bit, at least even with it. We'll go ahead and fill that in. We'll bring it around like so. And Ox is going to get immediately on that. I feel like, yeah, you dropped your weapon as well. So I need to have you go pick that spear up. I'm not going to put a door on this, though. I'm just going to let them walk straight on in. But I'm wondering if it would be interesting to change up the floors a bit in there, just to differentiate it from everything else. I kind of like the checkered floors, just because it reminds me of like a diner. And we have... What other types of stone do we have? Is everything here marble? No. So we have granite and marble available. What do those look like? Let's see. Marble slate, marble sandstone, marble granite. So it looks like... Yeah, I mean, there's good contrast there. I actually like the ones with slate better because the slate's darker. But this isn't terrible. What's the beauty on this? Is it 1? Okay. So it's not as good as smooth stone, but it, I think, cleans easier. Because smooth stone, when it gets dirty, it gets really ugly. And so it's a lot of maintenance. Whereas, like, carpet is never considered beautiful, but when it gets dirty, it doesn't get less beautiful. So it's lower maintenance. And the other stone floors are similar, just not to the same degree. And let's see. Looks like in a week, it's going to expand the radius a bit. You can see that we've freed up some stuff here, and so it's just going to continually tick further and further over. Eventually we will have to destroy it and move it, because it's not going to get the whole thing. But it will get pretty damn close, and then we can tear it down and build it like right here. I'll probably wait before I do that, though, because we don't know what is under here. And I don't want to move it and then, oh, there's more water this way. So we'll get that whole area dug out and then worry about placing the second one. And then we can actually start turning those into bedrooms. In fact, we can actually start doing this one fairly quickly. It's gonna probably be 2 more radius shifts before it's ready, but that won't be that far off. Not nearly as far off as like this. Let me know what you guys think about that. The geothermal generator and, you know, attaching it to the base. Again, I don't want to warm this up too much because I like the idea of having it just be a giant cold storage that I can throw food or whatever in. So if I heat it up too much, then more cargo pods. Wow. Randy provides. I'm a bit concerned because generally when he's nice, he's not nice for very long. And, you know, he might turn on us after he gives us all this food. So I am very wary. What is that? Oh. Why is that silver sitting out? Let's see. Who's not doing anything? Who is not busy? What are you doing? You're just cutting stone block after stone block. Why don't you come haul this silver? You know what? Get the hat first. It is dead man's clothes as far as I'm aware. Yeah. But it is still potentially worth a bit of money. Why did nobody finish this? Oh, we don't have components. Oh. I mean, we can get components. That's not a problem. Let's just order up some mining. And that'll get us some components, and they'll build that. I need to keep some in reserve because I think the component crafting bench requires a bit as well. So we want to make sure that we, you know, have some for that, because obviously if we run out completely, then we'll be screwed. We won't be able to build the bench that allows us to make more, and so I want to keep a couple just in case. I thought we had a few, but apparently we don't. So we'll change that. Let's queue up some more marble walls in here. Good, you're getting that one done. We're going to knock that out and turn it into a door. So deconstruct that. And what are we building these doors out of? Steel? Okay, I can work with that. So let's queue up a steel door right there. And that way, whoever is, you know, cooking, will have the cooking station set up somewhere in this area. They can just walk right through and grab the food. Although, looking at it, it makes more sense to me to have the food or the rice here. And so maybe I'll try to transition over to that. Have the rice in this room, that way it's a little bit quicker back and forth. And I will attach a little freezer over here, just so that if we have meat or something, there is somewhere to put it. But for the most part, I mean, actually, we could just leave it in here. It's really not that big a deal. Salt. I know you're cutting stone blocks, but do me a favor and grab that silver too before we forget it. Because if we get raided, and they come this way, they will run and grab that. And potentially leave with it if we don't kill them. So, in that case, it is worth grabbing just because that way we ensure that we get it. And if, you know, a trader comes or something, we'll be able to use it. If it's sitting out there, we can't. Oh, Wally's gonna roll some joints for us. Surprised Tony hasn't recruited yet. I am actually very surprised about that. But yeah, our harvests are coming in, that's good. I'm gonna need to see what bench allows us to craft the officers' uniforms. I hope it's just the standard clothing one. Where is it? I think the advanced fabrication one is where we're going to make the blasters, and maybe the armor as well. At least that's what the description would lead me to believe. The electric tailor bench, I think, is where we're going to make the cloth uniforms, and that's going to require us some components from us as well. So I think what I'll do is I'll probably do 2 of the advanced, what were they called, machining? Advanced fabrication machine tables. Why can't I say that? Advanced machining bench. We'll do 2 of them in here. That way we can have somebody working on armor, somebody working on weapons, and then we'll have a clothing bench as well, so that somebody can be making the uniforms, and hopefully that also includes the bodysuits. I don't know what is required to make them for either of them, but I would really like to give everybody a bodysuit because they actually do help a lot with temperature. They insulate 15 degrees against the cold, which is pretty damn good. And Yeah, I mean, it's the same as the uniform, but you get to double up. And I can put them under anything. So they're nice to have. Alright, and I think I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. It looks like we're going to be fine on food. We do have a bunch of it stored right here, and we just had a harvest. So I think I was a little bit hasty in replacing these, but that's fine. You know, better to a little bit too much food than not enough. And it's not like we desperately needed that much cotton. I don't even know if we're going to be able to use this for anything. It's just, you know, I can't grow Devil Strand in here, so I'm going to try it. But yeah, I think the food situation is fine. I think I overreacted a little bit. The cafeteria is getting there. Let's actually, before we call it a day, let's fill this in. So we'll make that all double thick. Oh, no, cancel that. Cancel that, and you know what, I will go ahead and dig that out. Go ahead and mine that, and we'll just make it a nice corner and cancel that so you don't wall yourselves in, because I know you will. Not you guys, the pawns. But yeah, this will be our little cafeteria area. Again, I'm gonna have like a kitchen nook right here, maybe a small freezer there, I don't know yet. And we'll probably do like a divider of the rim fridges so that we can put the meals in the little fridges and have them just like sit there on like a counter buffet type thing, and then this will all be tables that people can come eat at. The prison's going to be somewhere around here, with the prison cafeteria roughly there, and we'll have a nutrient paste dispenser like right here sticking out into the prison cafeteria, and also a little bit into this one where the hopper will be accessible from this side. So that's the plan. I'll try to mock up something with the planning, you know, tiles between episodes, so you guys can have a better idea of what I'm, you know, trying to work toward. And then again, I think this is going to turn into production facilities. It might take us a while to get there though, because we do have to mine all of that out. And that's, I think, why, if you watch the 40k playthrough as well, our base is expanding a lot quicker, and that's because we don't have to dig stuff out. We can build on open terrain. In this playthrough, we're digging, you know, deep into a mountainside, and so every single room is, you know, quite the battle to get done. But I think it's worth it. We're very well protected in this. The biggest concern of ours at this point is infestations, and I honestly don't think it will be that hard to deal with them, because potentially we can flash freeze them if we're able to channel cold air at them. I don't know how, you know, resilient they are to low temperatures. I know that they die from heat pretty easily. But yeah, I think as long as we can like wall them in and maybe throw down like a cooler, or just make sure that it's already below freezing in there, we might be able to just kill them off that way, and you know, it might save us a lot of trouble. We will get some defenses set up. Again, I plan to turn this into like sort of a grand entry hall, and all of these chunks are going to get moved somewhere where they're not a giant eyesore. Some of the solar panels probably have to get moved as well, but that's not that big a deal. And then this is going to get dug out. This will probably stay, and I might put some defenses in here and turn it into a bit of a pillbox, just so that anybody attacking the door will get fired on from behind. But we'll figure out defenses more later. Right now, just our pawns with their blasters are enough to deal with most threats. So, anyways, we'll leave it here for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some RimWorld with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.